Alright, dude, so hopefully you enjoyed that time lapse. I had a lot of fun putting that thing together, man. We spent the last couple of days working on all of this, and I think it came out pretty awesome. So definitely leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the time lapse and what you think of the builds, and I don't know, I think it came out really nice. So a lot better than what I was really planning on. I kind of just got carried away, started on one thing, and then one thing led to 4 different sides. But yeah, so we got kind of like a little reading nook over here. It's kind of where we can come and stand on these wool blocks and pretend to talk about important things and whatnot. But yeah, that's a thing. And then over here we got kind of like the living area with the couch and the big screen TV up here. We also got some fancy looking lights from Electrical Age. These are pretty cool. They don't actually work because I don't have any kind of power for Electrical Age, but cool looking nonetheless, right? I think so. Then we got the bedroom over here, which is pretty cool. I put a little bit more detail into the bedroom, and especially in the kitchen over there. But we got the little bathroom over here. Check it out. We got like a sink and like a mirror and some cabinetry. We got a nice little shower in here. I need to put, I think, water on these, and I can actually turn these on. But then we got the bathtub. We got like a little soap rack. We got a towel rack, some toilet paper, a little trash can, and then a toilet. Not bad, right? It's pretty cool. You can do some really awesome stuff with micro blocks. It's a lot of fun to mess around with that and work with all the different blocks and stuff you can have. But just a word of advice, they do cause a little bit of lag, and that's actually what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to get rid of all the excess blocks that I don't really need. So most of this stuff I'll probably end up keeping. There are quite a bit of micro blocks and things in here, but I don't think they're really causing that much of a problem. But I'm actually going around and getting rid of all the carpenter's blocks around the base, so all the little smooth edges to all of this stuff will be going away. I've been talking about it for a little while, but I finally think it's time that I take them out and just see if that makes any kind of difference, because my frames are just getting worse and worse, man. Not real sure what it is. I know the pack is pretty heavy, but I think just adding this kind of little stuff like this, it really makes a big difference on your frames. And just for recording purposes and making it smooth and nice for you guys to actually look at, I'm gonna have to go ahead and take them out. It's a bummer, but I think it needs to happen. But yeah, so last thing, I'm gonna come show you the kitchen, man. This is my favorite part. I spent way too much time on this, but I think it came out really nice. So using a lot of the different decorative mods, we got like the carpenter's flower pots, a lot of micro blocks, and some different things from different mods. We're actually even using the drying racks from Tinker's Construct to have some like cutting knives and things like that. I think that's pretty rad, right? Then we got like the dual nozzled sink. That's pretty cool. And then all the micro blocks for the cabinetry, I think, came out really nice. So this is where I spent most of the detail adding all this stuff in, and I think it looks really cool. So I don't know, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think about all the fancy building. So this is kind of just like a taste of what's to come on my channel, man. I'm gonna have some stuff coming up here soon, probably within the next like week or two. It's gonna be pretty much dedicated to doing some fancy builds and stuff like this, using mods and even some vanilla stuff too for you vanilla players. But yeah, so now that we're done with that, today's episode is probably gonna be pretty quick, man. I don't have a whole lot of time to record today, and I just kind of wanted to show off what I've been doing, and this took a little bit longer than I had planned. But I had also been working on the Growthcraft stuffs from last episode, so just kind of give you guys a little heads up on what we've been doing. Let me go ahead and sleep the night off here real quick, but it's actually pretty rad, man. Like, I was kind of sketchy about the whole Growthcraft thing. Like, it kind of seems like a pointless mod, really, to be honest. I mean, I guess, to be truthful, it really is kind of pointless because I don't see myself actually using like the different wines and things like that. But just the fact of being able to make them and get it automated is pretty cool. So let me show you what I got. Over here we've got our fruit press, right? We got our fruit farms over here, and this is really all that we need. So we got the apple trees, we got the hops right here. We haven't done anything with the hops yet, so that's for like hopped beer or hopped ale. And different things like that. We haven't got into the ale stuff yet, but we're making apple cider and wine right now. And this is the little setup I got. So we just got one little grapevine plant here, whatever you want to call this. It's just growing right here, so it only grows 2 out on either side, so it's like a total of 5 blocks, and so we get a total of 4 spots where grapes can grow. And underneath them I have the autonomous activators set up for left clicking, which actually breaks the grapes and they fall to the ground. They don't actually suck up the grapes or anything like that. They just break them and they fall to the ground. And then I have this advanced item collector set up for a filter for grapes, and it spits it into this white ender chest, and that is my default default input into our ME system, right? So anything that's in the white chest gets sucked into storage. And so we've got all the grapes and the apples and the hops and stuff being sucked into our storage system here. Now if we come over here, I've got, let's go down to this floor here, and right up here I have these ender chests all set up for different things. So if you take a look in this one, we've got this one set up for grapes, and I've got a bunch of sticks in here so it doesn't suck out, or it only keeps like one stack of grapes in here at a time. That way there's no really overflow. Redstone in this one, glowstone, nether wart, and then in this one we have apples, which apples kind of take a long time to grow, so we don't have a whole bunch of those without actually setting up like a MFR tree farm where it cuts it all down. So basically I'm just waiting for these apples to fall, and then this advanced item collector picks them up and sucks them into the system. So same thing with the hops, same deal, left click and it sucks it up, right? So here's where it gets interesting. I was not sure if Growthcraft was really automatable, right? It took me quite a long time to figure this whole thing out, but what I came up with is actually pretty awesome. So we got the fruit press here. So this is where we put the grapes in, and this gives us the grape wine at the young state, right? So from here, we need to take it, we need to put it into the barrel with some nether wart, and that ferments the grape wine into like the fermented grape wine, and that'll actually get you drunk. And then from there we can take the fermented wine and we can mix it with redstone, and this gives us the fermented extended, which if we look up wine, see if it'll pull it up. Come on, there it is. So this is the fermented, yeah, so this gives us 60% chance of tipsy, resistance for 3 minutes. So we do the, this is the potent version. This gives us 60% chance of tipsy and resistance 2 for 1:30. And then we have the extended, which is the chance of tipsy and then resistance for 8 minutes, right? So that's a thing. Like, we've got to go through each step and things like that. We've got to get the fermented from here and then split it up between these two depending on which one we want. So let me show you what I come up with, right? We come back here. Let's drop down a floor. We have this ender chest here, which sucks out the grapes and sticks them into the fruit press here. And this gives us a constant supply of freshly squeezed grapes. And from there, it takes the juice and it spits it into this barrel via the fluid ender conduit, which is actually pretty awesome. And let's see, it's kind of hard to see with all these blocks in here now. But you can see you follow this pipe around and it goes into this barrel here. So that's our fermented one. That's the first step, right? That's where everything has to go, and then it gets split up between these two. So with this bottom barrel here, I have this one set up with this ender chest here, which has the redstone. So there's always a supply of redstone going into this bottom barrel to make the extended or the potent, I think. And then up here we have, I keep clicking with the wrench and it turns the chest around. This one we have the glowstone dust, which gives us the extended or the potent, whichever one it is, of the grape wine. And it's all automated, man. It's really cool. And I got the same thing over here with the apple cider, and this takes forever, man. This literally is about like a 15 to 20 minute process for this whole thing to go and just get one barrel of fermented apple cider. You can see it takes a long time, and we really don't have that many apples. Like, this is like the only stack of apples I have. So hopefully this will last us a little while. But yeah, so it's pretty cool, man. I really didn't think there was going to be a way to automate this, and I had a lot of fun trying to figure this all out. And the trickiest part was, let's see if we can actually get into it somewhere. I don't know if we're going to be able to or not, but with the fluid conduit, we can actually set filters on it. And I didn't think it was going to be smart enough to recognize. Didn't think it was going to be smart enough to recognize the grape wine and the difference between the grape wine, the young version, and grape wine, the fermented version. But it actually does. So if you take a bucket of the wine at the fermented state and then set it to the filter so it only sucks out the fermented grape wine, it actually works. So it's not going to suck out the young grape wine if one of these barrels is empty. It'll actually wait till this process finishes here and then transfer the liquid from this barrel to this barrel, which is actually really cool. I didn't think it was going to do that, so it took a little while to figure it out, but it's all said and done now, and I'm pretty happy with it, man. So give me a little bit. I'm going to finish clearing out the rest of these carpenter's blocks, and we're going to see how things work on frame rate stuff around here, and hopefully it gets much better, because right now we're getting about 17 frames a second, which is That's actually pretty good for how this normally works. So I only get about like 25 if I'm lucky, if I'm not recording, and when I am recording it jumps between like 10 and probably like 20. So yeah, let me do this and we're gonna try to do some testing and see if we can get our FPS up a little bit. Alright, so what's the verdict, you're asking? Without all the carpenter's blocks? It's a little bit better. It's not substantially different, but I can definitely notice a difference in the FPS lag, because before, still like when I'm around a bunch of machines and cables and stuff, I get a little bit of problems, but I used to not be able to just come like anywhere over here without getting like a really bad dip in frames with the carpenter's blocks and stuff like that. But since they are all gone, just about, if I missed any, I don't know where they're at, so I'm gonna have to kind of keep an eye out and see if I miss anything like here and there, but I think I got most of them. And I can definitely tell a difference. Like there are still some spots, I think these tanks are giving us some problems, so I may end up doing something else with these. I want to see too, is the fluid storage still a thing with the AE fluid? I don't know if it is. What is it? What is it called? Disk? No, drive maybe. I don't know what it's called. I'll have to do some research because I remember watching who was it? I think it was Slipgator that had a bunch of different, like, he had liquid storage in his ME system. So that is something I'm going to see if it's still a thing, because if it is, then I may end up trying to store this liquid in there instead of these actual tanks like that. And I've got some tanks down in the basement too, so that'll be a thing. Right now, actually, I don't know if you guys saw that just a second ago, I'm actually gonna try, where did my little thinger go? It's around here somewhere. I'm gonna try pulling up the coral and stuff around the base and see if that makes a difference, because I know that this stuff can cause some problems too. But we'll see. So I got this guy doing his thing. It's collecting all this coral. I don't know if you guys can see. It's kind of dark. But there's just a lot of this stuff. And it's actually really annoying too. If I ever need to come out here for anything, it like pulls you around. And I don't like it. See, like right there, I'm not moving. It's just kind of sucking me in certain directions. So that'll be a thing. We'll see if that makes a difference. I may go out a couple blocks and just get rid of a lot of this coral and stuff. And the seaweed, I don't know, but I have to say it's definitely a lot better since we got rid of the carpenter's blocks. It's definitely not as bad. And I don't know, maybe there's a couple other things that we can get rid of too. Maybe like the salination chamber, since we have the sulfur and stuff already. We could probably do without that, and maybe a couple other things here and there. But I think for the most part, everything else is good. I know that the Ender IO conduits can cause some lag too, so we may look into switching some of those out, but I use a lot of that stuff, and if those cause lag, then I'm just gonna have to deal with it because I use those too much and I enjoy the way that those work. So not too worried about those if that's the problem. But yeah, so I guess that's pretty much gonna be it for today. I know we didn't get a whole lot of stuff done, but we did get some really cool stuff happening over here with the Growthcraft stuff. I like this. This was a fun project. It's not really that big a deal, but it was a lot of fun putting it all together and get the automation and stuff to work. So now we have all of this stuff fermented in the different ones. So let's see, maybe I can show you here. If we take this, since this one isn't full, I'm going to go ahead and restart it. So we'll discard this, and it pulls all of the fluid from this one and puts it into that one, and vice versa. So like if these were both empty, it pretty much goes half and half. So it would take half of this barrel and put it in this one, and half of this one and put it in that one. It's actually pretty cool, man. I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun messing around with the different I just like the automation aspect of different things, man. It's a lot of fun trying to figure things out. It's like a puzzle. But yeah, so anyways, I guess that's gonna do it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Tell me what you think about the Penthouse, man. I had a lot of fun putting that together, and like I said, that's gonna be kind of a taste of some stuff to come on the channel, man. I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing some creative building. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But anyways, appreciate you guys for watching. Hit that like button for me down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time for some more Hypermine MODSAUCE. But anyways, talk to you guys later, alright? Peace.